Now, in the world of Indian-made electric cars, Tata is clearly number one. Cars like the Nexon, Punch, Tiago have been runaway successes, and even the Curve EV is carving out a niche for itself with its crossover appeal. But what about big SUVs? Well, for that, Tata has brought out this, the Harrier EV. Now, we've already seen it in the flesh at its launch, but there is still time away for us to properly drive it. Today is the quad day experience where we got a small glimpse of what this car is completely capable of. So let's find out just how quick it is, how comfortable the cabin experience is, and how well it does the off-roading business. Even though we don't expect a lot of you who are going to be buying this car to do nearly all of the off-roading that we did today. Now, Tata did a few demonstrations of the precision and what the Harrier EV is capable of with some precision drivers, and it even managed to pull a 23-ton battle tank. But once we got inside the cabin, everything that you saw and felt around it felt pretty plush, felt pretty premium. It was a luxurious sort of a cabin. Everything right from the seats welcomed you in a manner that it felt very soft and mushy and plush. The ventilated seats did help us out because the blistering heat that we felt in this Delhi's, or rather should I say near BIC, which is all vast out empty, well, I'll just put it, it's better to be inside the cabin rather than shooting over here, because inside you are cocooned and the aircon worked brilliantly. But that's not the point that you want to know about. You want to know whether it does the claimed 0 to 100 kmph time in 6.3 seconds. Well, check out the footage for yourself.
For 10 for the day, kindly start.
There it is.
Car number 5 and 6, please
60
line up.
kmph,
100.
120, 130, 140, 150, and brake.
Now, since we were loading the car and we were not using the boost mode, it was not quite 6.3 seconds, but then we still did a top speed run on the back straight of the BIC. The car is capable of doing, say, 180 kilometers per hour, but on the back straight, since this was, say, an experiential day and the driver, he said we are going to be keeping things safe. So 175 touch very easily. I'm sure it will do 180, no doubts. But what was even more impressive is just how well managed the body roll was inside the cabin. Now, going around the parabola of the Buddh International Circuit, now credit where is due, it didn't feel out of depth, because even though it's heavier than the ICE Harrier, it maintained its composure very well. And even though there was, say, roll, it regained its, say, steady state in a rather calm and neutral manner. There was no flinging around from side to side, even in the chicane section. So that is neat. So we'll reserve our judgment, our proper judgment, for when we get the car in the real world and test out, say, the ride and handling on our first drive, which should be arriving very soon on AccuDrive. So make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification button. But how well does it do when things get tricky, when you get into off-road mode?
When the enemy is at your door, you better hold that line. When you find out what they're looking for, you better roll the dice.
Now, off-roading, I will be honest, most of my driving that I have done so far in my life has been on tarmac. Very little off-road. And even though I am proficient on two wheels off-roading, this is very different, because once the car goes up, all you can see is the sky. Thankfully, this has something called a 540-degree camera. So it sort of stitches the front as well as the rear and shows what is underneath you. So you get a clear path as to where you want to direct this car. And hence I was managing the car, or rather the car was managing itself in its path rather well. Now, even though there was, say, axle twisters of sorts and various other obstacles that we had to get through, the Harrier EV managed to do it very, very easily. And there was one moment where my heart was in my mouth.
Almost there, okay. There, okay. Ow! Okay, that was fun.
But it felt more dramatic inside the cabin, maybe because I'm not that experienced off-road, so it felt a lot more. But when I saw the footage outside, it was not too dramatic. The Harrier EV was composed and it did the entire course in a rather calm and very well-mannered, say, method. So that was just our first very brief experience with the Harrier EV. We will be getting to drive the car very, very soon, and we'll be bringing you more on the performance aspect of it, how the on-road feel is, how well calibrated is the throttle, and say how much range should you realistically expect from the 75 or say the 65 kilowatt hour battery. So if you have any questions for us for our first drive review, do let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell notification icon, and we have very, very cool content on our Instagram page as well. So make sure you go over there and follow us over there as well. And until next time, please wear seat belts when you are inside the car, whether you're driving, whether you're in the passenger seat or behind or even in the third row. Make sure to stay safe on the roads. Thank you so much for watching.